Hi and welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. This is going to be a continuation of that video that I posted I think 2 weeks ago, where I was talking about how to homeschool using free curriculum. I did get some feedback and I promised that if I would get the feedback, then I will gladly record the video where I will show you how to do assessments, or if you have chosen the eclectic route. So this is the video today. This is primarily if you are in South Africa and you are willing to use the CAPS curriculum. So all that I'm going to show you is going to enable you to homeschool for free, do your assessments for free, know what the milestones are required for your child per grade, be aware of what is expected of you as a teacher and a mother, and be able to gear up your learner for success. Obviously, we have to have the end in mind, and we want our children to matriculate at some point, and we want them to be able to be competent and meet their requirements should they desire to go to university. So it is important for us to have insight and have foresight so that we position them for success. Let us get into it. So we're going to go to the DBE website. We're gonna click on that. Then we're gonna go to the curriculum tab, and then we're gonna click on National Curriculum Statements for grade R to 12. That's where we click. Okay, we're there. Then you're gonna scroll down. Then you're gonna go to school-based assessment exemplars. So you're gonna click on school-based assessment exemplars. It starts with the FET language subject. You're going to scroll right down to the bottom. So when you get there, it starts off with foundation phase. I'm just going to start with grade R, then from there we're going to move into foundation phase, then we're going to go to the intermediate phase. The foundation phase, grade R, SBA exemplar booklet. So SBA means school-based assessment. So I just want to show you something on the first page that is going to help a lot. So this is in the introduction. I want to read the introduction, the first 2 paragraphs of the introduction, because there's some key things there. Introduction says, learning and teaching experiences in grade R are based on the principles of integration and play-based learning. In grade R, the style of learning is play-based. It is for this reason that only informal assessment activities have been included for grade R in the Curriculum and Assessment Policy Document Statement, which is CAP. And in grade R, most of the assessments takes place through observation, with the teacher observing the learners in an ongoing and in a planned way during their daily routine, structured and free play activities, when they work in small groups or in large groups or individually. All aspects of grade R, including the classroom environment and teaching and learning practices, should promote the holistic development of the child, development that is an integral part of emergent literacy, and mathematics includes cognitive development and perpetual motor, as well as emotional and social development. All these aspects can be developed through stories, songs, rhymes, finger games, and water play. Educational toys, including board games, construction, exploration activities, imagination play, outdoor play, and playground games. Learners should be given adequate opportunities to demonstrate what they know, can do, and show orally, practically, and physically through informal assessments, which will enable the teacher to track and monitor the learner's progress from term to term until the year end. The results of these informal assessments should be recorded using a checklist and a rubric, which will be used to record and report every term each learner's performance in terms of the 7-point scale for home language, mathematics, and life skills. Then the checklist is used to track the learner's performance informally and ongoingly. In grade R, it is expected that the learner learns through play. And because they're learning through play and they can't use test-based assessments, so the assessments are more informal, and the teacher will assess them through observation. That is very important to know. And then tell you that you need to keep a checklist, and then that's how you are going to assess your grade R learner. And then this exemplar provides the checklist that they're talking about. I'll show you the checklist that is provided in this exemplar. Okay, and then they will give you a table for each subject. Show you as a teacher should be observing your child in grade 1 and what are the key skills that they need to master in grade R. So here is this sheet that they require you to fill, the checklist that will enable you to do the assessments. They give you each sheet per term. It explains to you that later on, after you've completed this, so you're going to be doing this for terms 1, 2, 3, and 4, up until the end of the year, where you can then, and per individual term, you can then convert that into the 7 score system that they use, right? Where they show you that 1 means there's 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how they are graded, and according to their percentages. Then you can convert that into that mark. And this example contains everything that you would ever need. It even gives you a general and perceptual development report that is okay, fine. Obviously, these are school-based assessment. This is an SBA. It is created with the school in mind. So this one was designed to be the report that they would send to the parents. But since, well, you are the parent, you can also use that and this be something that you include in your child's portfolio. And they will have the checklist, another checklist there, which is page 16. This is quite an extensive exemplar. You go through it, it's got 46 pages, right? So I think for grade R, that's about what I'm going to tackle for grade R, because I did talk about the other teacher's guide and the lesson plans that you got from the previous video. So this one, I was just trying to show you how different this is and how useful it can be if you have a grade R learner that you don't want to be using a curriculum provider for. In grade R, you are not a facilitator, but you are considered to be a mediator. And a mediator wants to get incidental learning going on. You want to allow your learner to spark imagination, creativity. They are the ones leading you through their very own interests. That's basically what I wanted to share in terms of grade R. And then now when it comes to grades 1 to 3, exemplars are combined and then they are divided per subject. So usually learners who are in grade 1 to grade 3, they have 4 subjects. So if you look at the bottom, that's where you're gonna see that there's an exemplar for mathematics, there's one for life skills, there's one for home languages, and there's another one for the first additional language, which will be Afrikaans if you're doing Afrikaans, and then or isiZulu if your learner is doing isiZulu. So I want us to start with the one for mathematics. What I would suggest for you as a parent is that you download and print, actually you print the exemplars for all the subject. Then have a file where you keep all these exemplars. Here is the foundation phase exemplar. It is from grades 1 to 3. Obviously, that's your foundation phase. So for grade 1, they show you that is page 6 of 76. And then they will show you that, okay, the content areas that need to be covered in grade 1, where math is concerned, is numbers, operations and relationships, patterns, functions and algebra, space and shape, measurement, and data handling. Now, if you are somebody that is going to decide that you are going to purchase curriculum, that is fine. Remember, you are allowed as a parent to use CAPS or use any other curriculum that you would prefer, provided that the curriculum is higher or on par with the CAPS curriculum. So I always had this question, which I believe is a good question, that says, okay, but how would I know that a curriculum is higher or on par with the CAPS curriculum? This is how you're gonna find out. So you would take, let's say, whatever curriculum that you are considering for your child, any math curriculum that you are considering. So you're going to take the content that will be covered on the contents page, and then you then will compare it with what the CAPS curriculum requires for you to cover in grade 1, and see if they are on par or that one is more advanced. Like, I know I once used Horizon Maths. Horizon Maths is higher than the CAPS curriculum. So, but you find other ones that you might find that, oh, it's not on par with this. Because why do you need to compare, and why must you know that will that curriculum that you are choosing be on par with the CAPS or higher? It is because you can't expect to assess your child with something that she has never done before, right? So you need to understand what content that curriculum is going to cover and what the CAPS curriculum covers, and then see if your child will be able to do the assessments that the CAPS curriculum would have. And it shows you for term 1, term 2, term 3, and term 4 that in term 1, your child will be expected to do 2 orals and 1 practical and 1 written assessment. And then we move along. So it shows you for grade 1 and for grade 2 and for grade 3. So now I'm on page 9, Mathematics Program of Assessment for grade 1, term 1. Then it shows you that these are the content area. Under numbers, operations, and relationships, your learner needs to know how to count 10 objects reliably, saying their names and in sequence. So, when you have this, you are going to even be confident in what you're doing because you know the expectation, right? And you know if your child can do more than that, because remember, this is not a restriction to say, okay, fine, my child will only do this, and if they can do this, then that's it. We must always remember our why for our homeschooling, because we are homeschooling our children so that our children can learn at their pace, that our children can become who they really are. If your child is advanced in maths and you can already see that, okay, my child is in grade R, but my child is doing all the things that are expected for you to know and do in grade 1. Guess what? That's good. So just move along and go on to grade 2 skills and work through those skills, and your child can move along very quickly. On this table, they also show you the assessment tool that is going to be required. So it shows you here that numbers and operations and relationships, the assessment tool here is going to be a rubric, and it's going to be the checklist similar to the one that we were just looking at for grade R. There's also class workbook or a worksheet. If you keep on watching later on, I'm going to show you how to get your own worksheets. Right at the bottom of this table, there's a teacher's note there, and the teacher's note says grade 1 learners cannot be expected to do a long written activity. The written activities may be divided into 2 or 3 smaller parts and done in small groups. Written activities should include at least one example of each skill or concept and should be done in a worksheet format. So the assessment style for grades 1 to 3 is a worksheet format. When we're talking about assessments for the foundation phase, the assessment is going to be in a worksheet format if it is formal. And then the skills to be assessed in a written format should be done in one worksheet for numbers, operations, and relationships and patterns. For word problems, refer to the problem types in CAPS pages 45 to 46. And then it says scores will be captured on the SASAMS. The score will be converted to the percentage to indicate levels 1 to 7 for the report card. So similar to grade R, they are using the 7-point score system for the report, but the way you're going to do your assessments, you're going to do your assessments orally, and then you're going to also do assessments formally, which will be in a worksheet style. And then those worksheets, those are the ones that you also put in your portfolio. That can be the proof that your child is having continuous assessment. Now, here's the grade 1, term 1 checklist. So remember, anything that you are doing orally, then you can use the checklist for that and record that on the checklist. And then you take the checklist, and then you can also include the checklist in the portfolio. Then at the end, I will show you how to do the report. Here, each and every subject is there for you. So you're downloading each exemplar. Remember, there's 4 subjects, so you need 4 exemplars. And when you have those 4 exemplars, you literally have all your assessment key areas for entire foundation phase. If you just go through this whole document, it's going to move along just the same layout as the grade 1, then you're going to have for grade 2, then you're going to have for grade 3. So this is basically the skills that your child must have in the foundation phase. These are the ones that are going to be assessed. These are the ones that are expected that your child masters. And you have the rubric for grade 1, you have the rubric for grade 2, and you have the rubric for grade 3. There's 4 checklists because there's one for each term. So now that we've covered the exemplars for grades 1 to 3, the foundation phase, I'm not going to open the other ones and show you. They basically look similar. So you download all of them as long as you know that there's all the subjects that are there for foundation phase that need to be covered. They are in there, then that is great. But now when you go back to the records that you should keep as a homeschooling family, you see there that they need evidence at the end of grade 3, 6, and 9 that shows whether your child has achieved the outcomes for these grades. When your child moves from one phase into the next phase, there is a specific assessment that your child needs to be assessed apart from the yearly ones, because the ones that we were looking at were the ones that they do yearly. So those ones are also available on the website for free. Show you how you can meet all the requirements that are required of you as a homeschooler, and all of these you can do for free. Now you're gonna go to curriculum once more, and then you're gonna go to national curriculum statements again. You click on it, then you're gonna go to NAA, your annual national assessments. You're gonna go to ANA, the annual national assessments, and then you can see they give you assessments for grade 3, they give you assessments for grade 6, place where they also give you for grade 9. So they only give you for grade 3, 6, and 9, because when your child moves from grade 3, they are now going from foundation phase into the intermediate phase. And then once they go from the intermediate phase, that's after grade 6, then they are going on to the last phase, the 7 to 9 phase. They're only assessed in 2 areas, the literacy and the numeracy. Okay, so you are going to then download one. Now there you go, there's the annual national assessment for English, and you can give this to your child and they can write this assessment. There's actually another one. You go and find the other one. This one is not the only one that they have. They have another one. You can just go down, 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 down. You're gonna go to the 2023 diagnostic test items. So you click on that one. Yeah, that's the one I was looking for. Okay, so this one is the most recent one because that one said 2010. So this one is the most recent one. We see it has the grade 3 home language. It's got the grade 3 mathematics, the grade 6 language and mathematics, then the grade 9 language and mathematics. So this one has every single thing. 3, I'm just going to open the one for home language. So I will just download the English one. So you're just going to download the home language that you are doing, right? So I'm assuming that most people are doing English. That's why I'm opening the English one. This one, you see there, it's grade 3, and then it shows you, this is the assessment for home language for grade 3. It tells you all about the purpose of this test item, the structure of it, and yeah, it explains. So you can read through it, and then it shows you the levels, the different levels as you score them. Also gives you the marking guidelines, as well as the memorandum. Okay, it also gives you guidelines on how to do the moderation. Then it will provide also the memorandum so that you can be able to mark that particular assessment. So it will cover reading and viewing, it covers writing, it covers phonics, and it covers creative writing. So it's an all-encompassing assessment that they are assessing all the skills that were supposed to be acquired from grades 1 to 2 up until 3 before now your child goes over to the intermediate phase. Because remember, you register with the DBE for homeschooling per phase. So in the beginning, you registered for the first, the foundation phase. Then once your child has completed the foundation phase, then you are supposed to register again for the intermediate phase. And once your child is done with the intermediate phase, you have to register again for the last phase. Then only when they get to grade 9, then you don't have to register anymore. So as you are going to register for the next phase for your child, then your child needs to complete these assessments, and these assessments are supposed to accompany your next application. A full one done for you. You also have a comprehension. Then after that, you get the memorandum. They give you all the answers. It's easy for you to mark, and this is available for you. So there you go. What you do is you also download the one for mathematics. This one was for the home language. Then you download the one for mathematics, and then you do that as well. I believe I've tackled now foundation phase. Let's just recap. Grade R, it's play-based learning. So the play-based learning is essentially oral assessments that you will use a rubric. Then the rubric is provided for you. Okay, and then they've given you also a table of all the skills that your child needs to master in grade 1 for the 3 subjects, which is maths, life skills, and the home language. Now moving on to grade 1 to 3, which is our foundation phase. So I showed you where to get your exemplars. Your exemplars now are your exemplars you get for each subject. So we have our 4 subjects, and there's an exemplar for each subject, which covers grades 1 to 3 in each exemplar for each subject. Now remember, in grade 1 to 3, which is our foundation, the testing is done 3 ways. We've got our practicals, né? We've got the practical, the oral, and we've got the written one. The written one is mainly done through worksheets. And another thing that I could say, if you don't want to go that route, because also creating the worksheets will be kind of time consuming. I know there's some of us who have more money than time, and then there's some of us who have more time than money. So you have to see what you have more of, and then which route you will take. Another thing that you can do is you can go to a store, your textbook store like P&A, or you can look for your textbook secondhand. You can go to Homeschool Exchange on Facebook, a homeschooling group for moms who are in South Africa, and then you can buy from that platform secondhand textbooks. So you can go and buy the textbooks. Then you can in the textbooks, they do tend to provide you with the assessments in the textbooks. If you don't want to do that, remember, you can go back and use the rainbow workbooks, and then download all those free resources that you can have, and then just go to Canva and then create those worksheets accordingly. It's not a very difficult process, it's just time consuming. Now, let us just look at the intermediate one. You go to the GET subjects. You will see down at the bottom, before you reach foundation phase subjects, you will see that you have mathematics for grades 4 to 6, life skills at the top for grades 4 to 6 again. You have natural sciences for grades 4 to 6. You have social sciences for grades 4 to 6. Start with the one for the social sciences. We click on that one. Okay, this one is also per subject. So GET, it means General Education and Training phase. That's why they call it GET. And then you go through the introduction. They show you the marker location. On page 6, already they're giving you a geography grade 4 test. So here what you will find in the social sciences exemplar for the intermediate phase, you will find that here they're going to give you the tests. They're going to give you projects, or what we call assignments, or practical assessments. And then they're also going to give you exams. So you're going to get your June examination, you're going to get your end of the year examination here, and then you're going to get your tests, and as well you're going to get your projects here on this exemplar. And the nice part is that each and every test, each and every exam is accompanied by the memorandum, so that you can also mark it. And then they have another formal assessment about farming in South Africa, together with the memorandum. Okay, then it shows you the marking allocation. So remember, social sciences is both history and geography. So you're gonna have your history there, and you're gonna have your geography, and then you're gonna have for grades 4, and then for 5, and for 6. All the tests, all the projects, and all the exams in there. I think you can do this. Do you think you can actually attempt homeschooling maybe one grade for free without getting the packaged stuff. Let me know in the comment section down below. So here they also give you the history where they're going through the history of South Africa. I remember teaching my grade 6 daughter when she was in grade 6. Now she's in grade 9. I remember doing Mapungubwe with her. I don't remember doing it at school, but I remember doing it with her. Yeah, the hunter-gatherers. Yeah, so you see here there's a history project on page 108, and they give you the guidelines, and that is that for social sciences. Then for 7 and 9, I wasn't going to tackle 7 and 9 in this video. As long as I've shown you where to get everything, then moving forward is quite self-explanatory, because you'll see what you need to do. So I'm just going to go back a bit, and then I just want to show you so that we're opening the maths for the intermediate phase. Same, it also gives you assignments. It starts with the assignment there. You can just literally print it out. There's the memorandum. And another thing about the exemplars there, they are there to encourage the teacher to use the exemplar task as model to set their own formal or informal assessment activities. So the exemplars are there for you as a teacher, because remember, you are a teacher. You are just like the school teacher. In the school, they give you these exemplars so that when you now go and create your assessments for your learner, you can decide to create them however way you want. But this is the framework. So they're giving you the framework for you when you do go and create those assessments. So each and every curriculum provider that is out there, they also took these things and they went and made assessments in line with the CAPS policy statement. They considered this framework, and then they designed or developed a curriculum and assessments that go with that curriculum based off of these exemplars. So basically here you also have the raw material. So that's basically all the assignments, the exams, and obviously if you feel like you want to do more, you can do more. You can create more assessments. You can look at, okay, fine, what do you want to assess your child on? Maybe do you want them to have more practice with multiplication? Then you can create an assessment for multiplication. You can create an assessment, you can look at where your child has gaps, and then you can continue, you can continue teaching them the skill, and then if you feel like, okay, fine, they're at a point where they can take an assessment and maybe they haven't provided an assessment that you had in mind, you can then use the exemplars, create your own assessment, and then assess your child. And remember, all your assessments that you have done, then you put in your portfolio. And this is a proof and evidence that you have been assessing your child, and that your child has been competent in developing these skills that were required. Let me know if you do have a 7, 8, 9 learner, so that when I do make examples, I include those grades as well. So far, I know that I have a grade R mom in the community. I know I have a grade 5. I know I have grade 6. So just let me know in the comments which grades you are doing, so that when I come up and do content, then I'm directly talking to you. And because I'm doing these videos because I want to help you in any shape or form that I can to make the homeschooling journey more pleasant. For me, this is the help I wished I had, right? Starting out. There's so much information that you need, and sometimes people are not forthcoming with the information, and sometimes you don't even know where to look for this information. So whenever I find something, I just want to share it so that you have the resources needed for what you are called to do. So last but not least, we are going to go on to Canva. And then in Canva, I'm going to show you how to get worksheets or create your own worksheets. And then another thing, I'm going to show you how to get and generate a report. You go to canva.com. You need to then create an account with them. Okay. So in the search bar on Canva, you can say worksheets. Just type that in, and then it's going to give you a whole lot of templates. So if you want to do spelling tests for your children, You can take the spelling test and then you can print. You can customize the template, okay, for spelling test. And then you can do it however you want, and then you can print it out. Just go on to worksheets again. Maybe do a math worksheet. I am on the pro version, and then you can start off with the free plan. Okay, there will be some worksheets there, but I see the value in paying for the subscription for the pro plan. So I'm using the pro plan. There are some worksheets that you can edit, you can use as is. Some of them you can use as is depending on where your child is, and you can then customize and you can put them as worksheets or assessments for your grade 1 to your grade 3 learner. Okay, so obviously look into what they are doing. So if you're using the rainbow books, look at what they are doing, get some inspiration from the rainbow books and see what assessments you can come up with, taking into consideration what they have covered in terms of what they have learned throughout maybe that term, and then create some worksheets, and then those worksheets are the ones, once completed, you are going to add to your portfolio. Okay, so I don't want to spend much time on worksheets. If you want me to do a separate video where I walk you through step by step on how to actually customize and do your own worksheets, let me know in the comment section down below. But for now, I want us to then go back to when it comes to generating a report. Okay, so again, you go back to the search bar and then you will say report card. Type in report card, okay, and then you will find a number of templates there available for you to use. Okay, so I'll just take this one, this basic one, and then we're gonna maybe start editing and changing the colors. Okay, so this one is a report card for Bashela High School. So you can then go in there and then customize this and say, maybe you can say for us, Machiba Homeschool. Okay, you can give your homeschool a name. Okay, and that's it. And then you can put the student name there. Probably my child is Betty. Okay, Betty Mary. Betty Mary, wow. Maybe you're gonna remove the teacher's name there, it's not necessary, you can remove that. And then school year, you can put the 2024 school year, and then here you can put the grade. You can say grade, and then you duplicate that, and then you put it there, and you say probably your child is in grade 2, and there you go, right? And then obviously you put your subjects there. You're gonna have less, obviously, for a child who is doing grade 2, you will have life skills there. Then on this one, the biology one, we need to change it to, but I mean you get the point. Then obviously you are going to, if you want to create your own logo, you're gonna put it there. If you want to put something else, it's up to you really. You're gonna put whatever you want to put, but there are numerous templates on how you can create your report. And then you can put the grading scale there, the 7-point, the 7-point grading system that they use. Then you can put it there, and then here you won't put first quarter, you will put term 1. Okay, so this is probably the final report. You'll put term 2, then put term 3. So obviously customize it according to your needs. And term 4. Okay, then here you will put the grading scale. And obviously, to cut a long story short, take one of your child's reports from school. If your child ever went to public school, then look at the report, look at what they put in there, and then design your own there and design your report. Remember, you are a homeschool. you are the teacher, and you can do this. You can get your own templates, because think about a school that is like a private school. A private school, they also create their own report. They also create their own assessment, as long as they are within the framework of the school, as long as they understand the rules of the game, then they can play the game, right? So basically that's what I wanted to share with you today. Any questions, any comments, anything that you didn't understand, let me know in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed creating it. I want us to win in this homeschooling journey. It is challenging, right? It is challenging, but where to find the resources and we understand the rules of the game, then we can thrive in this arena as well. So when I came across all this information, the scripture that came to mind is that my people perish due to lack of knowledge. You know, when you don't have the knowledge, when you don't know what is expected of you, when you don't really know how to navigate the place that you are in, sometimes you find yourself in a struggle, you find yourself in a pinch, and sometimes you find yourself even wasting money buying things that are already made available to you. So I hope you found value in this video. Just give me feedback. Tell me where you are, if I was clear enough, if there's anything that you want me to go over slowly so that you understand, so that all of us, we are on the same page, we are on the winning page, and so that we can help our children thrive and prepare them for the future God has for them. So thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.